Episode 9 of Series 3 of HBO's new Harry Potter TV series. What I want to see in my vision. Well done, you've made it here. We're very close to the finale in the next episode, and right now we're going to have some fun. What's happening is everything's coming into the pot now. So there's multiple storylines going on. We had Buckbeak, we've got Professor Trelawney, we've got Sirius Black, we've got Snape. There's loads of storylines that were open. And now in this episode, it's going to be the case that HBO is going to start including everything to the building up of the tension. Scabbers went missing, remember? In the last episode, we left off with Professor Trelawney going into a trance and giving like Harry a warning through another voice, which I tried to make up. And hopefully you found that one interesting. We're picking up here where Harry gets the warning and then he's kind of not sure what's going on, but he's getting insights into this. So let's see what happens. But at the same time, because it's such big storylines coming to a close in this episode, there's also the fun element. I want to keep that within the HBO series. The Marauder's map, Snape catches. I wonder if that's why they came up with Snape. It's Snake, but Snape, just P instead of a K. Interesting thought. Side tangent, sorry. Okay, so the Marauder's map is fun. And Harry's kind of caught by Snake in this case, with Zonko's sweets and things and the map, and Snape kind of takes it and tries to unreveal its secrets, and it kind of classic, what did they say? Let me check the exact wording. Mr. Mooney presents his compliments to Professor Snape. Keep his abnormally large nose out of other people's business. Snape is furious and calls Lupin. So this is like a nice little scene which can bring us a bit of humor, I think. And this is where like it's confiscated and Lupin recognizes the map immediately and lies to protect Harry. Like there's all these little things that are coming together. Your parents gave their lives to keep you alive, Harry. A poor way to repay them, gambling their sacrifice for a bag of magic tricks. And he compensates his map. I think this is like I didn't realize how significant this part was in especially the Marauder's map, and like the storyline behind the friends, and how there's always elements of the current youth think that the older people don't know what's going on, but the older people have been through that. And like when Harry finds out what's going on in later episodes, it's really good to see that he's like, what? You knew about the map? And it's like, actually, we invented it. So like the older generation behind Harry Potter, his parents had the lot of what Harry's going through now, the magical, the outbreak, the like not following the rules entirely and trying to be a little bit outside and be mischievous, and like Snape's obsession with Harry, his father, like all of this starts coming into this episode where we're starting to hear what's been going on. There will be more in this, but let's have a look at more details. And even during this process, when like after this map incident, Hermione tells Ron and Harry about Buckbeak's case and like how that's turned out. So it's like very emotional. We've got the fun element, we've got the serious element, there's lives at risk, there's someone out to get Harry, and Ron's Scabbers has gone missing, and then in this episode we're going to see Ron go missing as well. So all of this is going to be like building up to a really amazing scene, which I want to see in proper detail. I don't know if we should include it in this episode or keep it for the finale. What do you think so far? Are we on pace? I'm trying to keep the most important parts here, at the same time not miss out the fun bits. But when I read the books, I feel like there's so much more I want to cover. But I know HBO won't be able to cover the whole entire thing. They're going to have to cherry pick things out because they've got a tough job kind of getting everything included and making it as good as, or if not better than the movies, which is going to be a difficult challenge. We touch on the fact that Hagrid's like really devastated because the Malfoy's cruelty, in terms of like Buckbeak's going to basically lose it now, and Hagrid starts blaming himself. So the gentle giant is like worried. The trio encourage him and try and keep him like calm. So I think there's extra elements here we can play on for the emotion side of this. But I think in this episode, I want to focus on some key elements that I really want shown well. So reading the books, I feel like the Whomping Willow bit where Scabbers and Ron are dragged in and like Sirius is trying to get Scabbers basically because he knows who Scabbers is. I feel that one was done okay. There was enough detail in the movies. In the book, there's a whole nother chapter and like more details explaining why things were the way they were. So for example, I'd really like to see the extra background story around Lupin and how Dumbledore gave him the role. He knew he was animagus. He knew that he was transforming into a werewolf, and how he used the Bane, Wolfsbane, and he asked Snape to make him a special serum to keep his transformation in check. I think in the book we get this, but we don't get it in the movies. HBO needs to add this. There's a section in the book which explains this very nicely, where it basically says Snape makes some special Bane juice for Lupin to try and make him transform in a safe way, and the Whomping Willow was actually planted when Lupin started because they wanted a place for him to wolf out safely. So it's almost like they've created a timeline where the Whomping Willow's there to protect the hole, to allow Lupin to go into the Shrieking Shack to safely become a werewolf, and then when he's okay, he can come back out again. So there's like a whole nother area there that's totally missed out, and it almost brings back Wolf Blood vibes. If you've seen the BBC drama Wolf Blood, there's like a slight touch on that. That's worth checking out if you've not seen it. So here's a section that I like, which we need to have in the HBO version. Lupin sighed and looked directly at Harry. I told you months ago that the Whomping Willow was planted the year I came to Hogwarts. The truth is that it was planted because I came to Hogwarts. This house, Lupin looked miserably around the room. The tunnel that leads to it, they were built for my use. Once a month, I was smuggled out of the castle into this place to transform. The tree was placed at the tunnel mouth to stop anyone coming across me while I was dangerous. Harry couldn't see this. Harry couldn't see where this story was going, but he was listening raptly all the time. The only sound apart from Lupin's voice was Scabbers' frightening squeaking. My transformation in those days were terrible. It was painful to turn into a werewolf. I was separated from humans to bite, so I bit and scratched myself instead. The villagers heard the noise and the screaming and thought they were hearing particularly violent spirits. Dumbledore encouraged the rumour. So in summary, this episode's kind of bringing everything to a close now, so we understand why Lupin is what he is. It's even better than that. We understand why the Whomping Willow was there, which I really liked, enjoyed that bit. And then Sirius Black, Scabbers hiding, Wormtail. That's all. If the first time you watch this is really amazing, but as you see it more often, you understand how it ties together. And then the Buckbeak coming to a close, as well as Ron and Hermione and Harry's relationship building to another level, and how Malfoy manipulates like the powers that be for the Buckbeak thing. We've got other bits that are going to be very interesting that we're going to come on to now. So I feel like the cliffhanger for this episode needs to be Lupin reveals Sirius's innocence. It wasn't Sirius Black, it was Peter Pettigrew. And that's the cliffhanger. I'm going to split this into 2 episodes, because the last one, the finale, episode 10, we can start looking at some more interesting things like the time turner. We find out what's going on there. We're going to have a look at Peter Pettigrew, a little bit more about the story. But so far, I've built out little elements that I want to see more on. But the finale is going to be really aimed at the time turner. What do you think? How are we doing so far? I really enjoyed Prisoner of Azkaban. And I think next episode, I want to be able to flesh it out a little bit more, to set the scene, set the expectations. If you're enjoying the way I'm doing these, like the video and drop me a comment of what you think should be included. I know I'm only cherry picking out certain elements. There's so much we can play on, but hopefully HBO do it justice. And if you're liking these, I'm over on X at wonda.tell. Share some of your thoughts there or drop a comment under this video. I really enjoy watching those and reading those. the last episode in this series, you can check out here. I'll see you over there.